Hey, how's it going? It's David Price from the Price Group, and today we're going to go over our numbers from March. Month March just ended, and we're going to go over all the details, how many leads we got out, how many writing agents. We're going to go over all the data. We're going to compare it to the previous month in February, and we're going to show you how to do your own calculations and basically learn how to be profitable as an insurance agent, right? And the first thing to be profitable as an insurance agent is definitely know your numbers and track your data. So first off, if you like this video or any of my videos and you get value, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that little bell so you get a notification every time I make a new video. Also, join our Facebook group. We are insurance agents. It's a free community. Anyone's invited there. You're not obligated to work with me or do anything with me. We give out free value, free training. It's very active and it's a safe place for all agents. So you don't have to worry about being recruited or someone trying to recruit you there. Matter of fact, if someone is, let me know and I'll boot them out of that group because it's a non-recruiting zone. So March was a great month for us. About a third of our sales force went, we went to an event. We saw Cody Sanchez, we saw Gary Vaynerchuk, we saw a bunch of other people. It was an amazing time. We hung out in Fort Lauderdale. We hung out at the hotel on the beach and just did a lot of hanging out. So there was maybe 3 to 7 days. A lot of our top agents were out. We also had some other people from the We Are Insurance Agents community. So again, when I have events, I'm inviting anyone from not just TPG, but also the We Are Insurance Agents community, because I want to build a strong community where people are just willing to help people, regardless of what team they're on, whether they make money from them or not. And I want to have a really strong community of people just willing to reach their hand out and help the struggling person that maybe hasn't found their right way yet. Because chances are the person having success was also struggling at some point too. So now let's get to the numbers. So for March, we got out 6,938 leads. So that was actually down about 8.1%. Again, we had about a third of our force out. So that's probably the reason for it. Total production, here, let's start with that actually. So we had $743,218. So compared to the month before, we did $898,103, right? Just shy of 900K. So production was down 17.2%, which again, makes sense since we had so many people out for so many days. But it actually, to me, I'm really grateful for that number because I thought it would have been lower. And for me, I'd rather agents having a good time, enjoying themselves, than like these production numbers. You know, I wanted to hit 1 million this month, but I also wanted to go to an event and spend some time, shaking hands and talking to agents and really seeing what their goals are and how it could help them. So to me, the event trumped, the production or trying to hit 1 million or every other thing. But let's go through this. So our lead investment was $148,570. So that went up 11.3%. And a big reason for that is our cost per lead went up from $18 to $21. So that was a 21.1% increase. And the reason for that is actually we're getting a lot of Spanish agents, right? We have a Spanish CRM. We have very good Spanish leads. And so we have a lot more people ordering Spanish leads, and our Spanish leads are $35. So versus our English leads, which are $27. So the Spanish leads been driving up the average cost. So it doesn't really affect the English speaking agents, but again, I want to look at everything as a whole. I want to look at averages and I want to really understand that. So typically, right? So if we didn't have, matter of fact, actually, when I seen the $21, I was like, why is this going up, right? And to me, it was a yellow flag. There's something wrong. Our lead cost shouldn't be going up, not 21.1%. What is this? And then I started how to dig, look at the numbers, look at the orders, look at the delivery, because we typically over deliver leads, which brings down the actual cost to the agent less. But I noticed we just had a lot of Spanish lead orders, right? And that's increasing. So our Spanish team's increasing, doing a great job with that. You know, we have a Spanish call room. Again, Spanish CRM, Spanish leads. So of course that's going to happen. So writing agents, this one's good. We broke 100 finally. We had 109 writing agents. So that was an increase of 11.2%. We had 98 last month. So what that tells me is April's going to be an amazing month because now we got more writing agents. We don't have any events we're going to. We got a lot of things dialed in. We did make some mistakes. We had some issues with some lead delivery for a little bit that kind of slowed down. But now it's like full steam ahead. And we got some other stuff in the works too that I'll talk about. So like I said, our total production was $743,218. Our closing ratio on leads was 10.5%. So our closing ratio per lead came down. And again, if you're watching all these videos, I'll keep bringing it up in case somebody just finds this video. It's not closing ratio per sit or closing ratio per presentation. It's closing ratio per lead. So if you get 10 leads, the average agent's closing one of them. And that's the goal because we sell our minimum lead pack in 10. So the agent buys 10 leads. They make one sale of those 10 leads. That one sale will cover that and make them profitable, right? So that's what an average. So an average agent's getting their money back. Now the agents that are above average, then they're actually winning, right? They're winning at a higher level. And the goal is, right, take someone average and they might get the one sale out of 10 leads, and then they start getting 2, then they start getting 3, and so on and so on, and then they become more profitable. So the cost per application went up to $204.92. And again, I think that number changed. One, the lead cost average came up because, again, we got Spanish agents in the mix and it just costs more to create a Spanish lead, which means the acquisition for Spanish agents more. That's why we do a really good job on teaching referrals to try to keep that number down. And then the other thing is about 30 people missing, almost about a week, right? So we had a lot of our top people that actually their cost per application is probably a lot lower than average. So it kind of skewed the number. So again, really excited. And that's why we do this. So we can look at these things like, okay, now if this trends up again next month and we don't have people traveling, it's like, okay, there's an issue. What's going on? Maybe we have to look at the lead that we're creating. Maybe we have to look at some more training. So doing these monthly calls really helps me understand what's going on in the business, and more importantly, like what's going on with the agents, right? So many times people, they think all the agents are happy, like, oh, they're on leaderboards, they're super happy, but like they're not making money, they're not profitable, right? I can't tell you how many times I've seen agents on leaderboards and just like wondering like why they're not making any money. So we want to make sure that's not the case here. Average production per lead, $107.12. So that's down 9.9%. With that paired with the cost per application or cost per acquisition, those numbers are still well in our guidelines of where they have to be for our average agent to be successful. Average production per agent, $6,818.51. Again, we took a hit on that. So I predict that number is going to clear itself up come April. So we'll keep an eye on that. So that was down 25%. And again, we went over the reasons. All the same reasons going to keep affecting the different things. And our lead to agent ratio, we had 63.65 leads per agent. So a little less than I want. I want minimum 80, right? But again, because of a lot of people were gone, and those are people that order more leads, so they would have brought that average up. But still, with all that said, our average ROI at 100% contract, I like to use 100, just a nice round number, it's still 400%, right? So still, they're making $4 for every dollar they spend average, even with all those numbers going down. So that's really, really cool. So April 4th, we'll make 6 months, and super excited, right? So we just started making, or April 1st, we just turned on the recruiting. So all this has been done organically. We haven't been really trying to recruit that much. We've been turning a lot of people away. So we just turned up some recruiting switches. We're gonna spend some money. So now over the next 6 months, we're gonna see how big we could scale this thing. Control, we're not gonna go full out. We're still very picky and selective on who works with us. But we're gonna create more leads, which will ultimately help us find more good people. So really excited. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit that thumbs up, hit that bell button. If you have any questions, throw it in the comments. I'm here to help you. Super excited for this. So guys, remember, these are just numbers to find problems, right? So track your numbers, learn what your numbers are, right? Don't get caught up in what your number. If you track your numbers for the month of March and you go back and you track all your numbers, like that's it. That's your baseline. So you take those numbers and you figure out what it takes to improve them, right? So continue to do that. So I'm not married to any of these numbers. I know we'll keep improving. I know we're gonna have some downs. Obviously, I liked having records every single month. This month wasn't a record for us. So we're just gonna get back to work and do it again next month, right? So learn what your numbers are, learn how to be better as an agent, learn how to be more successful, learn how to be more profitable. And remember guys, never settle.